manufacturing, I'll just quickly give an introduction about all of them. On my right is Sanchit, he's the head of IT at Perfetti. On my right again is Mr. Rajesh, who is the CIO of Maruti Suzuki India. On my left is Mr. Vijay Sethi, the CIO of Hero MotoCorp. And last but not the least, we've got Mr. Pradyuman Gogia, who's the head of IT at Sheila Phones. So thank you very much once again for your time. And everyone's been talking about Industry 4.0, Manufacturing 4.0. Everyone's been talking about Internet of Things impacting the manufacturing sector. So we thought, why not actually get the real people who are on the ground championing these efforts and really understand if there is substance in what the vendor hype is all about. So, let me just start from my right and, from you, Mr. Rupal, really. So just let us know, what is the next age of manufacturing? People are talking about the factories of the future. What does it really mean, really?
Okay. See, manufacturing 4.0, or IT industry has been famous for creating jargons and, creating, talking about it and creating hype around it. But I think one big change which from a CIO, from IT industry, expectation of business has been very late, has been that from a really IT support or something like function and all, today are you there with business to create value for business or not? And when you say talk about business 4.0 or manufacturing 4.0 or something, I think is all expectation from the IT that are you there creating value for the business in all aspects of your business or not? And when you talk about manufacturing, manufacturing per se or factory per se is the one part of the whole story. But along with that, the whole value chain of the enterprise need to be really taken care of. So right from, if you talk about our industry per se, I think three big areas of domain we know. One obviously is the manufacturing shop floor, and we'll talk about later in detail about it.
Right.
So expectation for shop floor to perform, right quality, at right time, at least possible, wastages and all is one expectation from the technology to deliver. And second, very, very important part is, end of the day, if you manufacture that, you have to sell it to your distributor. So the whole area of your customer management, customer self-service, and all those areas need to be worked on and all that. And there again, technology is playing a major role to be there and supporting your business and all.
Excellent.
And third is the whole area of your supply chain efficiency, your back end, your supplier, your just-in-time, and so on and so forth. There again, technology playing a major role to make sure that you work working on. And to support this underlying, then you have to think. So, in short, you talk about factory 4.0. Is basically technology creating value for the business in all domains of value chain is something we are looking at, and taking it through the technology to next level is something which I say that is happening.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. It's a very comprehensive answer. Mr. Sethi, you're in a very similar environment where you're the largest manufacturers of the country. We all enjoy of the world. Sorry, apologies about that. From India. So, do you also face similar pressures? Do you also, believe that these jargons like 4.0 really mean nothing, and in the end it's the right of business that really matters?
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Upal that the IT industry, or as put it, consultants actually create all these words. Those words are fine, but if I look more from a macro perspective, Indian manufacturing industry is around 16-17% of Indian GDP.
Right.
Is this enough? Answer is no.
Right.
Is Indian manufacturing competitive? Answer is no. Why? The costs are high. Quality is not that much. Now, if you really in today's time you have to reduce costs, you have to actually improve quality and also sustain that quality. You need to ensure that your processes are robust.
Right.
Okay. And that's where technology can really play a big role in reducing costs, ensuring uniformity of all the processes at all times. And that's where, whether you call it 4.0, yes, that's a term that's being used all across. So we need to actually work on that to ensure that our factories are in a fashion, or the entire manufacturing ecosystem is in a fashion that you can really use the power of technology to reduce costs, increase competitiveness, ensure quality is there, and all those things. That's where, as a company, we are actually playing a major thing. As just before this, I just gave you an example of our warehouse that we commissioned a couple of days back, 1st July, which is supposed to be the most automated warehouse in India and most of the neighboring countries, and it's all automation, nothing else. Right? That's kind of warehouse 4.0 and part of manufacturing 4.0 where the entire thing is robotic enabled and IT enabled and things like that. There's enough work being done from ensuring that on the shop floor as such, IT really gets. So whether it is creating a digital factory, simulation, we also recently started things even in our research, digital simulations, 3D printing and things like that. So there's enough automation, enough IT which is getting into this to ensure that number one, our time to market comes down so that you can ensure that your products reach market faster, ensure that the quality is always consistent and better. And it may not be in the very short term, but if you really do a ROI in a slightly longer horizon of 2 to 3 years, your costs actually come down in a big way. So to summarize, I think IT, as I see, is already over the last couple of years has started playing a decent role in manufacturing sector. Right. Apart from the ecosystem that we spoke about on the vendors, dealers, there's enough work happening over there. And also on the shop floor, right, and on the research piece, there's enough IT investments which are being.
Right. So what I'm getting is automation, productivity, and costs are sort of the three pillars that come across very often. You talk about the new age manufacturing.
And this automation is not the automation that all of us are used to. Right. So our automation would be take our process, look at what are those things, what can we write a program and just automate. It's not. It's also integration with the shop floor machines. Right. Also a kind of full man-machine integration.
Which has not been existing till now.
Which has not been existing till now to a large extent.
Right. Actually, let me come to you, Mr. Chaturvedi. You've got a manufacturing setup as well, a little of a different sort than these competitors. So do you also face these pressures in your setup as well?
Absolutely, this is there because the market dynamics are changing every year, and we see the kind of market trends, and the consumer choice is also evolving.
Right.
So the focus always remains on quality, quantity, and quickness. So what is the quality of the product? Are you able to meet those quantity requirements of the organization? And how quickly you respond to the market, which is very important. At this place, our IT system is a major role. So, be it you have to ensure quality or inform the concerned stakeholders that these are the concerns which you have to address immediately. Be it quantity wherein you have to respond to the demand, which is huge because the quantity we are manufacturing are in several tons. Of course, Mr. Sethi also daily manufacturing so many bikes in, I think 1 minute I remember.
18 seconds.
Sorry?
18 seconds per bike.
18 seconds per bike. So you can imagine if the quantity getting manufactured in 18 seconds or quantity in tons is being manufactured in 1 minute. So you can imagine the kind of pressure we are having in manufacturing place. So quality has to be ensured, quantity has to be made, and quickly you have to adapt to the need of the market. So many times what happens, even though you are planning something, at times you have to change that plan and meet the requirement just to ensure that consumer is able to get the product.
Am I hearing agility is very important when you think about all these things? Let me actually come to you, Mr. Mankodia. You've got a very interesting brand as well, which is called Sleeper Mattresses. We all love you, of course, for the night time. But is agility again one of the main aspects of how you deliver IT in your manufacturing setup?
If you see it, the IT where it helps in the term of manufacturing, it connects you with the customer. The consumer is faster.
Right.
The feedback system works very fast. Where the IT comes in.
Yeah.
Earlier it was there, but now it is very fast. So earlier it used to take 10 days for system to go to the dealer, distributor, then it comes. We're only a distribution company.
Right.
So now it's the feedback is very fast. That's one thing which comes. Besides this, what they have said, almost the automation has come into the uniformity of the processes has come. You can run, we have 12 plants. So you can run 12 plants in the similar way.
Right.
Where the product will flow, which material has to be made, what automation has to be done. This is taken care by completely by the system.
Right.
So there the standardization has come. So there IT has helped in the bringing the, of course, these values will come. Actually IT, what has IT done? It has brought the quality and speed to the business. So similarly, it has done to the shop floor level also. If you are producing X, if you with the IT, you can at least go to the 2X also.
Right.
So that's a where I think IT has brought the manufacturing also.
So if I'm hearing this correct from all four of you, there are two levels of investments. One is on the shop floor, and one is, of course, for the customer experience, and which is more customer facing to understand your customer better, which is, of course, your corporate IT. You know, so Mr. Cook, if I was to ask you, if of the two buckets, which is the corporate IT and the shop floor IT, where is more investment going in terms of transformative efforts that you're managing?
I think it's both. I don't think the focus on one or another. Customer facing also, creates value and creates more business for you and all, and shop floor their back end. I think it is both, and both are reaching the next level of automation, next level of commitment. I think mobility again is playing a major role into that, which was never possible earlier.
So am I hearing this that there's a confluence of these newer technologies, which is, if you call it Internet of Things or big data, along with mobility, and that's really changing your organizations very dramatically?
Okay, my take on this is, these are all technologies available. I think today the whole effort of IT is going into how do this technology add value to the business at various stages of the enterprise, whether it's the shop floor, there are cool lot of opportunity we have worked on, with mobility or Internet of Things, or the area of the supply chain or so-called corporate IT we are working.
Mr. Sethi, just moving on to you similarly, so do you see a confluence on these newer trends? And if at all, what is the right starting point for any organization? Is there an obvious starting point where you could look at these changes?
See, coming back again to the jargons that consultants use, so Gartner would call it nexus of forces.
Well, I'm really getting beaten up today as a consultant. So